Hi guys, so today I'm printing some A5 leaflets for a really good friend of mine and from AJ Graphics. However, when I'm printing these, let me see if I can give you a good shot of that. Don't know if you can see that, but there's a line right down the side of the print just here. It's always on this side. Now I suspect that I've got something on one of the drums in the machine. So I'm going to open this machine up, investigate the issue, and see if I can fix that. Simply, just very quickly created myself a file in Illustrator. So basically what I've got is a file with 100% black, 100% magenta sign and yellow. I've then printed these individually, and then on doing so, what I've noticed is that there's no lines on the blue, no lines on the yellow, no lines on the pink, magenta that is, and then there's clearly a line down the black. That basically means that the issue that I'm having right now is clearly with the black drum. So I'm going to open up the machine, pull out the black drum, and then hopefully find what the culprit is. So next step is quite easy. Simply pull the left panel out. The right panel, there's a little screw there, you just need to loosen that. Once loose, there you go, that'll come away. And then there's another little panel on the left here. And then you got two levers, you got a left lever and a right lever. Pull them together, and then just pull the drum unit out. So what I'm going to need to do is firstly move this bad boy out of the way, and then I can have a good look at which drum is causing me the issue. So this here is the transfer unit. We need to get this out of the way so we can have a look at the conditions of the drums. We've identified that the black drum, which is down here, is the one that I need to double check and just make sure if it's you know, I'm sure there's something in the way that's causing that line down the print. What we need to do is we need to loosen these two fixings, and then basically I'll talk you through the rest of it. So in the case of this, I've just loosened them already slightly, so for the video it is quite simple. Just loosen these and pop out. There's one, there's two. Now from what I understand, there's actually meant to be a screw here and another screw there. So at some point when I've had the engineer out repairing my machine, they've clearly not put those screws back, but it hasn't seemed to affected me much. So if you don't have those two screws, don't worry too much. If you do, there you go. What I'll probably have to do is just Google it and get some more screws, pop them back in. So now that I've got that open, what we need to do is, if I just put this over here like so, you just need to make sure this is out all the way. Hold this rod, lift up and towards you, and it comes out. Once out, there is another little rod just there. Pop that out. There you go. And then if I just angle this camera so you can see what I'm going to do. So this basically goes in here. Don't know if you can see that. And that basically allows you to stand it up. It's advised to always put the unit down on some clean paper, like so, and just so you can see that the rod that's holding it is just there. Okay. So guys, yeah, I've opened the machine, removed the transfer belt, and I can't see any obvious reason why I've getting that black line on the drums themselves. So I think that now we need to do is move on to the other side and have a look at the actual developer units, and perhaps there's an issue with these. So once you've removed the 3 screws, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3 from these brackets, it's just a matter of sliding this to the right, and then that comes out. And the same again with this side, slide it to the left, and then it pops out. Okay. To get the developer unit out, on the right hand side, what you want to do is pull it back towards yourself. The left needs to come, but generally the right side needs to come back a little bit further, and then you just push it over to the right side like so, and it pops out. Okay, so the key things that I'm looking for on this developer unit is to see if there's any lines being created across the roller in conjunction with the line that's getting developed, which is being produced on my print job. Now I'm looking at this quite carefully, and I can't actually see any line on that. I'm going to try turning the roller to see if there's anything on there, and no, I can't see anything. So it's a bit of a tricky one, this actually. I'm not seeing any lines on the developer. We've checked the rollers, everything seems clean, so there must be some other reason why I'm getting this line issue. So we'll just have to investigate that a bit further. What I'm going to do is just have a look into the drums there, just to see if there's anything on the wipers here that could possibly be causing the issue. And it looks all clean actually, quite clean there, so I can't see any issues on that. So I'll just put the developer unit back in. Right, you want to be careful not to touch the front of the developer unit. Put it back in, slide it in on the left side first, and then the right side follows in after. It does slot into a specific slot, and there's some little slots, you can see them when you're close up, that it goes into. I'll put the little cable back in. That's all in now. I'll put these back on. Right in there. Okay, there we go. Put the screws back in. I just dropped a screw. I'm going to just look for that. So the other thing I'm going to do right now, because it's kind of baffling me where this line is coming from, just as a precaution, on the right side here, these are some glass panels on the laser unit, and these need to be very, very clean. Even if there's a little microscope of dirt on there, it could cause an issue with the printing. So I'm going to give this a quick clean and pop it back in and see if that helps. And obviously right now I'm looking at the cyan glass panel, so I'll put that, we don't seem to have any issues with that, so I'll slide that back in. I'll take out the black one, have a quick look at that. That's the one we're having an issue with, is the black. So it seems very clean. I'll give it another quick wipe down and I'll move on to what else could possibly be causing the issue. So we're back on this side of the unit now. We've previously checked the transfer belt. Transfer belt was fine. We've looked at the drums. The drums looked absolutely fine. We've looked at the developer unit around the back. That seemed fine. We've cleaned the glass panels on the side there. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've cleaned them. They seem to be fine. The only other issue that I could think is I can quickly pop these drums out. I can do one or two things. I can swap the drums around, put the black in the cyan in the black, and see if that's causing my issue. I have already done this, by the way, and I'm right now holding the cyan drum, and the black drum is currently up there, and I ran the print through, and even after running the print through, I was still getting a line on the black print, not on the cyan print. So I know that the black drum is absolutely fine, but I'm still getting the line down the black print. On the right here, we've got a Corona charger. I've pulled this out. I've given this a good clean. I've given this a really good clean, and when I tried the print, I was still having an issue with the machine. So what I'm gonna do, the only thing that I can actually think of right now that could be causing an issue, and even though I can't visually see the issue, is there's a little wiper down here. I'm gonna give this a quick clean, and then just on the top there's another little wiper. I'm gonna give that a quick clean, and then try the print again and see what happens. Just give me a second. I'll quickly do that. So I'm just got some tissue which is very, very lightly damped. It's not wet, but I can feel that it's a little bit moist. Just giving that a little clean here and across the top there, just to see, you know, maybe there's just something that's stuck there. It's quite difficult to see because obviously the lighting in here, and I'm hoping that if there is something there, I'm just moving it out the way. I'm gonna put the Corona unit back in. So the Corona unit is quite simple. Pops back in like so. The drum, just pick it up from the sides and then just pop it back in. There we go. Okay, so in and in. Just make sure that it's sitting correctly where it needs to sit. Sitting correctly. I'm gonna put the transfer belt back into the machine now. I can just angle the camera so you can see what's going on. Perhaps no, I'll leave it over here. Alright, so so you pick up the transfer unit from the handle. The little rod goes back into its place. So you bring in the left side first, and then the right side gently into place, and there you go. Place it down. It's nice, it's good. Okay, and then on the side here, I'm gonna pop these back in. There you go. There's one, and then the other one down here. Pop them back in. Just give it a tighten, and then so just put the camera in here. Tighten those a bit more. Make sure the clips back in. Yeah, that's all good. Slide that back in. side, right side. Close the door. Put the screw back on. So I'll do a printout shortly, and let's hope we can get rid of the line down the black. Hey, success! So we now have a printout with no black lines on it. That's beautiful. I'm very, very happy with that. Excellent. So I think it was down to cleaning of the glass unit and cleaning just underneath the drum, the small wiper that probably saved us here. So yeah, there you go. So we did quite a lot there in this session. So I personally feel I had opened the machine up, and you didn't quite see that. There were times where I'd changed the drum, put the drum back in, reprinted the job, found that there was still a line, opened the machine up, and then tried something different. So you didn't quite see that in the video. So the first time round when I opened it, the first thing I did was change the coronas around. So you can easily change the black corona to the cyan chroma or any of the other coronas. And I tried that. I got a line. I then tried the drums. I changed the black and the cyan drum around. I still had a line. You saw the fact that I opened the developer unit. I had a look. I couldn't see any flaws with the developer unit. That left the last two things to try, which was cleaning that glass unit and also cleaning the little wipers on the drum, which I believe one of those two things actually solved my problem, either cleaning the glass unit, the laser glass unit, or the laser glass strip. I don't know the exact name of that, but I showed you in the video where it was. And then the wiper, because I did those at the same time, and then I did a test print. Either one of those two resolved my problem. So hopefully this video was helpful to you. I'm gonna keep tinkering with this machine. I think it's an old machine, but it's a great machine. And then I'll try to make some more videos to help. Yeah, so keep tinkering.